How's it going, Jack Tackers, and welcome back to another video for you guys. Today, I'm going to be doing my review for Succession Season 4, Episode 6, which was titled Living Plus. Very fitting because this is where everyone goes to LA to promote the Living Plus product, which is all about real estate and all that. And it's a very good episode, first of all. Let me just say that. I really enjoyed this. Maybe it's my second favorite episode of the season after episode 3. Maybe. I don't know for sure, but I really enjoyed it. And a large part of that is due to Jeremy Strong's performance in this episode and everything that goes down with Kendall's character. Just because when he's promoting this product and he's on stage, I mean, Jeremy Strong gives one hell of a performance. Let me just say that. It's really amazing. I don't know. It's just he's always great in this role, but especially that moment when he starts kind of tearing up when he's thanking his dad on stage. It's just really emotional. But it was pretty cool to see Logan again this episode. I mean, technically, right? I mean, it was new footage that Brian Cox had to shoot, obviously, even though it wasn't really a true flashback. I thought in the cold opening of the scene, I did think, oh, is this a flashback? I mean, it kind of is, but not really, obviously, because it was just Kendall watching the video of him promoting Living Plus, and I think it was a little cool thing that they did where it was almost like Logan and Kendall were talking to each other on stage. And I mean, there's just some really great shots of Logan being on screen, all big on the screen, and then you see Kendall being all small, obviously. And it's just kind of some neat little shots like that that made me really enjoy this episode because it's like Logan's presence is still very much alive, and I love that. But yeah, I really liked what they did with Kendall in this episode because it definitely feels like Kendall's on top of the world at the moment. I don't think that's going to be lasting much longer, but he's really kind of enjoying himself. You know, he's liking the co-CEO position, obviously, and he's in the groove of things right now. But again, I don't know how much longer that will last. It's funny, though, because that one scene when he was in the water, when they showed that in the trailers, I was always like, oh, no, he's having a mental breakdown. But it's actually more of like a happy kind of moment for him. He's kind of relaxing. At least that's what I took away from it. So that was kind of interesting. But anyways, we did get that scene at the beginning of this episode where Matsson kind of visits Shiv on her jet. And he wants for her to be his girl on the inside, so to speak. And their relationship is very interesting. We'll see what happens with that. But basically, I did kind of like how they showed with that scene where Matsson's kind of saying that Ken and Roman had a bit of a breakdown and were acting unprofessional on top of that mountain, which was true. Well, Roman, not so much Ken, obviously at the end of episode 5. And then when they're at that meeting in L.A., Ken and Roman are saying that Matsson's kind of the one who started things and was acting kind of, unprofessional or whatever. And then Shiv realizes she's being kept out of the loop because Ken and Roman are kind of thinking that they don't want to go through with this deal. And yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting moment because Shiv was supposed to kind of be in the loop of things, but Ken and Roman are still kind of sidelining her a little bit. But then they come together again with that hug, and it's like, oh no, we're gonna be united, a united front. Anyway, Shiv's character was very interesting this episode because her and Tom end up getting back together, which was unexpected, to be honest. Or at least I didn't expect it to happen this early in the season. I mean, it's not like the season. I mean, we're halfway through the season already, more than halfway at this point. But I didn't think that they were going to get together right away. I don't know, at least not this early. But it was kind of interesting. I mean, we already know that the relationship is so toxic, and it was continuing to be uncomfortable watching them, to be honest. And I don't know if I really ship them or anything. I know some people do, but it was a little unnerving, for being completely honest. I didn't really like watching them together. That bitey game that they play was a little uncomfortable and weird, but kind of hilarious. And yeah, I don't know. But yeah, Shiv's character, really great this episode, just because, I mean, Shiv's always great, but going back to Roman, though, I do want to talk about Roman. He's kind of struggling a little bit, I feel like. I mean, he does continue to, fire people in this episode. He fires a studio exec, Joy, and that was a very, tough scene, I feel like, because I don't know if Joy necessarily deserved that, but Roman's just like, oh, no, I'm doing it. And then, at one point in the episode, it seems that Roman fires Jerry. And then he breaks this down to Kendall, and Kendall's like, oh, yeah, screw it, whatever. Very interesting. Roman's, I don't know if he's on like a power trip. I mean, I guess maybe that's something you could say that he's kind of going through at the moment, but I think he's just kind of struggling. I mean, he's just kind of doing things just to do things almost because towards the end of the episode, when I believe Kendall sends him that video of Logan, that very, very funny video of Logan. It was that edited video. Roman keeps playing that while he's in the car and listening back to Logan's voice. And I don't know if he's doing that just so he can like hear his dad's voice or what. I imagine that's what he's doing, and it was a very kind of sad moment almost, even though it was also very funny just because of what was Logan saying in that video. That was hilarious, but I don't know. It's a very interesting scene. I don't know if Roman's mentally healthy. I don't think anyone is in this show, obviously, but I'm a little worried for him. I don't think it's gonna end too horribly. I think it's just he needs to kind of grieve a little bit more is the problem. He mentions in episode 4 that he's pre-grieved the death of his father, and they make it evident in this episode yet again that it's only been a few days since Logan's died, which is just insane. I don't even know if it's been like a full week or what, but there's just so many things that have happened since his death already, which is pretty crazy. Maybe it's probably been about a week, I don't know, but it's just intense with everything going on in this business realm. But yeah, I don't know. Roman's, it's interesting. I'm worried for his character, I got to say that much. Just because I don't exactly know how it's going to end up for him, but I'm also thinking he will be all right. I don't know. Let me hear what you guys think. Also, in this episode that I have to mention, because I mentioned it last episode, Shiv continues to drink while pregnant. I know it's a bit of a small thing, but it's kind of funny that I noticed that because I don't know if that's necessarily the smartest thing to do just because, well, you're pregnant. But then again, I do realize that it takes a lot more alcohol to actually cause fetal alcohol syndrome, so... But yeah, I'm loving this season so far. Only got 4 episodes left, which is pretty crazy. I can't believe that we only have 4 episodes left, actually. Yeah, that blows me away, but I'm loving this season, and I did love this episode as well. Just worried to see where it goes. Because I don't think this, Ken and Roman's CEO positions are going to last until the end of the series. I don't believe that happening, to be honest. I would be shocked if they continue to be CEO until the end of the series. So we'll see what happens with that. We'll see if Jerry ends up coming back to the company. I mean, she was fired technically, but yeah, we'll see what happens with that. I didn't like that scene with Roman and Jerry. I didn't want them to be kind of fighting, but yeah, they're not in a good place right now. But I loved the episode. Let me hear your thoughts on it down in the comments below. What was your favorite part? Without a doubt, my favorite part had to have been that scene when Kendall's presenting the product launch for Living Plus. It's just great. Jeremy Strong's fantastic. He always is. And he's coming for that Emmy. Right, guys? But yeah, let me hear your thoughts on this episode down in the comments below. If you liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new, and check out my Letterboxd and Twitter down in the description. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.